Welcome back, everybody. Give it up for Louis Cato and the Late Show Man right over there.
Thank you very much.
Wailing away.
Hey, come on here, appreciate it.
Tonight, lovely. Thank you. Please have a seat, everybody. Please. Thank you very much. Very kind. Louis, there's nothing like a Tuesday night crowd.
Like
you know what I mean?
Tuesday
I don't know
night
what it is.
audience, right? Come
But
on,
it's something
let's go.
special.
There we go.
We call it must-see TV. Folks, coming up in just a little while, we have two incredibly talented actresses out here. Oscar winner Michelle Yeoh will be out here. And then from season 2 of Severance, Britt Lauer will be out here. Helly R. Be out here. We'll plumb the mysteries of that show. Folks, if you watch this show, and I hope you do, you know that most of the nights I stand over there in the news kitchen kneading the finest, most topical Doppio Zero and semolina story flour with Bionda Piemontese chicken eggs. Hand rolling it into spectral thin dough, which I fill with beef cheek braised with sofrito, pomodoro San Marzano, and a full-bodied 2014 Barolo Brunanti to create the hearty yet delicate ravioli con guancia brassata. That is my monologue, but sometimes after violating the conditions of my witness protection order, I hide under the subway tracks and scrape out an old jar of baby food into a half-eaten Hot Pocket, then poke it around in a gutter puddle and chow down on the Stooley's chum dumpling of news that is my segment. Meanwhile. Oh. It's just damn refreshing is what it is. So refreshing. Meanwhile, a woman on TikTok recently freaked out when she went for a milk and honey pedicure at a local nail salon, and the pedicurist added International Delight French Vanilla Coffee Creamer into the foot bath. I'd freak out too. The only place you should get coffee creamer with foot water is the Port Authority Dunkin'. It's easy to find. It's between the Hudson News and the cat giving birth. Meanwhile, Scotland's largest haggis maker is creating a new recipe. Can you really call it a recipe when it's just a slurry of unwanted animal parts cooked inside another unwanted animal part? Haggis is just a fancy name for a hot dog in a kilt. But fine, Scotland, what's the new recipe? Apparently, the company hopes to circumvent food regulations that have banned traditional recipes in the U.S. for more than 50 years. Do you know how bad food has to be for the U.S. to say it? For the United States to see it and say, no thanks. We are a nation where ketchup is a vegetable, chicken is a bun, and we're so busy slurping down, I can't believe it's not butter, that we never stop to ask, then what the hell is it, Sharon? Why am I eating it? Clearly our laws against haggis are ass backward, and I'm being told ass backward is part of the new recipe. Meanwhile, in cute little animal news, researchers say that rabbits may eat their own teeth to boost their calcium intake. Gonna put a very different vibe on some nursery rhymes. Little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice
and eating its own teeth to increase its calcium intake.
Good night, sweetie. Meanwhile, Progresso chicken noodle soup is now available in hard candy form. Trick-or-treating is going to be kind of weird this year. Oh, fun-size Italian wedding soup. I wanted minestrone. Progresso said the release of the candy was timed to the height of cold and flu season when most folks flock to the cough drop aisle. Okay, but just because 6 people like soup and they like cough drops doesn't mean those things should be combined. That's like saying, I hear you're into healing crystals and enemas. Boy, do I have a mashup for you. And a mallet. There you go. 4, it also says right on the can, soup you can suck on. Finally, no more having to ask, waiter, I'll have your hardest soup. Well, let's take it for a spin right here. There you go. This This happens frequently at the show, where one of the writers upstairs will go, huh, that's something we could put in Stephen's mouth. So here it is, and it's going, all right, here we go. Tastes like soup dyed. And I'm eating its teeth to boost my calcium intake. That is... That borders on the acceptable. Meanwhile, a Pakistani airline is apologizing after releasing an ad showing a plane flying toward the Eiffel Tower, which they say was never meant to invoke 9/11. I mean, it sounds like a pretty big mistake, but I'm sure it's not as bad as they make. Oh my God. Yeah, the image is not great, but we're coming today? I haven't seen an ad this bad since Carnival Cruise's Titanic savings event. Women and children first, to the buffet. We'll be right back with Michelle Yeoh.